Everyone says their phone is built like a tank. This box has just one phone inside and it weighs nearly 2 pounds. Today, we're unboxing the Blackview Xplore X1 to see if it's actually a survival tool or just a heavy brick. We're gonna see what's inside, check out if the UI is actually smooth or a laggy mess, and by the end, we'll test a secondary screen that works kind of like a smartwatch that's built in. For those of you new to the channel, I'm Anton, a power engineer, industrial mechanic, and a Red Seal electrician. We cover all kinds of products and topics in an approachable way for the average everyday person. I'm glad you found us. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. I'm really excited about checking out this phone because it's not just your average everyday flagship model that we've seen every other YouTuber do. This thing is a little bit special. It's different, but it's still kind of special. So let's get right into it. Now the packaging is actually pretty straightforward, but it's so dense. There's something in here you can tell by the weight. It's got full color packaging, tells you a really good idea of kind of what's inside here, a full list of features. It's got on the back something about energy. I don't know what that is. I'll show it to you guys. That's the energy rating. Now, the last time I saw a rating like this that said a B, it was actually when I was buying some tires and they used a very similar rating. So I don't know if this is like a weird Asian branding thing, but I've never really seen that on a smartphone that I've bought. But it's got a lot of really cool features. You can see there, but we'll explore a lot closer what this is. So cover off this thing and see what's actually inside here. Okay, so it's pretty basic. We've got the phone itself, and this thing has some serious heft to it. We've got some instructions, we've got more instructions. We've got a Blackview, I don't know, that's a card of some sort. I'm not sure what I'm supposed, is that a sticker? And then this is, okay, that's interesting. It's actually got, wow. Now this is a fake leather, it feels like fake leather, but it's like a clip. So it seems like I can go, how do I do? Ah, there we go. So you can stick this, I don't know, through the phone, and then this on your bag or something, and then you can clip it on. So this, I don't know. I don't imagine myself using that, but it's there anyway. In here we've got, what's this? A USB-C to USB-C cord. Now one thing that I like to test for these cords is if it is a data-enabled cord or power only. Now normally the way that I like to test these cords is really just plug it into my computer if I can, and then usually I'm not reviewing a phone, so I've just got my phone and I'll plug it in and I'll just wait to see if my device shows up on my computer. If not, you might get a warning that says this is in charge only, but in this case, it is connected for data as well. So this is a good cord to have around. If the cord was a charger only cord, usually I would just throw it in the garbage. I've got enough USB cords around that I don't want the problem or the hassle of having a cord that does not support data transfer, because it causes so many other problems when you're trying to use the cord for something else. But this is a very high quality feeling cord. Then we've also got this guy here, which is a 55 watt USB-C charger plug. Now that is great because this phone has a massive battery. So if it did not come with a really fast, high-powered charger, we would be here for weeks trying to get power back into this thing. Now that is everything that's inside the box, which is great because that means we can actually power this thing on and check it out for the first time. I'm going to peel off that. And then on the screen, it's got Blackview, enjoy smart life. Now again, it gives us some clues as to what's actually on this thing. So let's peel this guy off of here and we'll take a look at the screen. Now we're getting our first look at the massive 6.78 inch screen, and we can turn this on for the first power up. while we're waiting for this thing to power up, let's talk a little bit about the specs. First of all, one of the big surprises was it actually has a screen protector pre-installed. So there's no need to get a new protector or a case. Now we're looking at a 6.7 inch 120 Hz display. The base model runs 12 gigabytes of RAM, but there is a 16 gigabyte model available. If that's not enough for you, this actually has a neat little trick stolen from Windows where it can use some of your onboard storage as virtual RAM and assign up to 48 gigabytes of total. Speaking of onboard storage, there's a 256 or 512 gigabyte version, and if that's not enough, this one actually still has an expandable micro SD slot, which will support up to 2 terabytes of onboard storage. The phone is running DokeOS 5.0, which is based on Android 15. DokeOS is Blackview's skin on top of Android. It's kind of like the Samsung One UI. It adds tools like a digital toolbox and special modes for the rear screen. The initial impressions? Well, we gotta start playing with it to find out. So first off, I gotta say, this is surprisingly snappy. Just moving around and opening stuff. There's not, I mean, it's got just the stock stuff all installed on here. Let's see, we can go to YouTube. We can search for gears and tech, pull up a YouTube video. There we go. If you haven't subscribed, now's a great time to subscribe. Now we're subscribed and we can just open up a video. I mean, it's really pretty good.
Settling the ultimate.
And there we go. So we've got that playing. Hall Effect versus TMR. That's a great video. You guys should watch it if you haven't seen it yet. Yeah, let's pull up the settings real quick here. So this is about the phone, DokeOS 5. It says we're on the current version. Our system is up to date. Perfect. So it comes pre-updated. But we can also see, and it's an Xplore X1, the processor. Now I did want to talk about this. This is the MediaTek Dimensity 7050. It's an 8-core with a max of 2.4 gigahertz. That's what's driving the smoothness of this, coupled with the 16 gigabytes of RAM. Now I've allocated up to the 48 gigabytes of RAM to this just to see how that works, and it's working pretty good. In fact, this combination makes it feel pretty much the same as a flagship phone, but it's not flagship price. Plus, and those flagship phones don't usually give you a rugged design that's built to handle all kinds of phone drops. See, this one's still just fine. My S24 will only survive a drop like that because I've paid extra for a case to put on it. Now, if we take a look at the total specs at a glance, we see that processor, the MediaTek Dimensity 7050, it's a 6 nanometer octa-core, up to 2.6 gigahertz. It is a 5G enabled phone with a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. That gives you up to 26 days of standby power. It supports 55 watts of fast charging. The main display is 6.78-inch FHD IPS screen, supporting up to 120 Hz refresh rate at a resolution of 1080 by 2460 with a brightness of 700 nits. The rear display is a 2.01-inch AMOLED customizable subscreen for notification, and it even helps with taking selfies. Yes, this little screen, so the cool thing here, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but this shows me from this camera. Now the advantage here is this lets me use the up to 108 megapixel Samsung camera to take selfies from the main camera, whereas most people end up using the camera through the little notch here, which is never a high quality camera. It makes great pictures for sharing on Instagram, but when you want even higher quality pictures, you flip that over and take pictures right from there. There's also a lot of other things that this does. It's got a compass, weather app, it's got music control, and it has a main screen there that just shows you kind of the updates of what's going on. So you can pull your phone out, have a look, and put it back in your pocket without the main screen having to turn on. So it does actually save a little bit of battery power while using a little bit more for this extra screen. But the extra battery power is not going to be a problem with that 10,000 1000 milliamp hour battery. The screen is fully customizable, so you can add other apps and shortcuts as you need. RAM 12 gigabytes or 16 gigabyte model, expandable up to 48 gigabytes using that virtual RAM secret that we already talked about. Now let's talk about cameras, because one thing that I like about my cell phones, and is actually a deal breaker for me usually when I'm looking at an off-branded or a cheaper cell phone. If you have the best camera in the world and then you left it at home, it doesn't matter. And it's great that phone technology has come so far that we can pack a really powerful camera in such a small device that you already have on you anyway. So a lot of people aren't carrying around a dedicated camera and their phone. They're usually just carrying around their phone and using the camera on your phone. And for me, I found using an off-branded phone always had a lower quality camera, and so I knew I was sacrificing picture quality for price. And that's why usually, I bought this straight out because I wanted the best camera that I could get. But now that choice isn't quite so clear, because this camera has a dual camera system. It has 64 megapixels and a 108 megapixel dual Samsung sensor. It will support up to 4K video, but it's got an extra trick up its sleeve where it supports night vision. It has an onboard 20 megapixel IR camera from Sony, the IMX350. Coupled with dual infrared emitters, you can actually take pictures in total darkness. The front selfie camera is a 50 megapixel camera, also from Samsung. And this device is triple certified: IP68, IP69K, and MIL standard 810H. And the total weight, as I've hinted at a few times, 638 grams. This is a heavy industrial build phone. Now that we've seen the specs and we've seen it work, let's talk about the build. This is the MIL standard 810H certified. It's designed to survive a 6-meter drop. For an intermediate user, that's an accidental drop off a balcony kind of territory. The sides are reinforced with metal and the ports are capless, but they're still waterproof. Even with the little rubber cap off of the USB port, the port itself is also waterproof, so you don't have to worry about frying the motherboard with a little bit of water getting inside. Now, before we can wrap this video up, I wanted to check out that night vision camera and show you guys what I'm actually talking about. So I'm gonna turn this guy back on, and we're gonna go here to the camera. So we can open the regular camera, just like that. Now this is the 108 megapixel camera. You can see my script there. So it's, a pretty good camera. It's nice and clear. Can I zoom in? No, that's just what it is. But if I go to picture, then I can zoom in on that, and you guys can see kind of the clarity there. What do I want to zoom in on? I mean, this has a pretty good zoom, digital zoom, that works quite well. But let's kill my studio lights, and I'm going to show you guys this night vision camera. Okay, so I'm pretty much in the dark right now. You guys can't see me. I can see the screen over there. Now if I push this button right here, whoa! Okay, now first off, if I go like this, my other camera might pick me up. It doesn't. That's fine. So if I shine the camera over here at you guys can see those little red dots on there? Those are the infrared emitters. But if we look at this, you guys can actually see all around my studio in pitch blackness. If I go like this, you can actually see me in pitch black. So if I hold this, I'm gonna cut back and forth between my actual camera, which I know can't see anything, and this camera, and you guys can see me in total pitch blackness. This is amazing. Now that wasn't just software magic. The X1 has 2 dedicated IR emitters. So it's like the phone has its own invisible flashlight that only the camera can see. If you're camping or you're working in a crawl space, this is a game changer. If you're looking to ramp things up a bit, I did see that they even have a model with a thermal camera, which allows you to see heat in real time on the camera. Now, I didn't get that model because that was a little bit extreme, but they got some really cool toys built into this thing that actually are quality life improvements. Is the Xplore X1 the ultimate digital Swiss Army knife? It's heavy, it's thick, and it's definitely not for skinny jean pockets. But with Android 15, 120 Hz screen, and a battery that could jumpstart a car, it's the first rugged phone I've seen that doesn't feel like the compromise On the software side, if you need a phone that survives the apocalypse but still scrolls through TikTok smoothly, then this may be the one that you're looking for. I'm curious to know what you guys think though. Have you seen phones like this before? Have you tried this phone by Blackview? Because I was amazed as I ran through the software just to see how well it worked. Now this particular phone, my son's been bothering me for. He really wants to give this thing a go. So we're gonna give it to him. We're gonna let him do a long-term test drive. He's going to be using this as his upgraded phone. The weight might be a little bit much for his skinny little legs to handle, but there's so much exciting features to have on this that he's actually been begging me to film this video so that he can give this thing a try sooner than later. If you're interested in picking one up for yourself, I will put a link in the description where we got ours from. You can certainly pick one up. We'll see you guys on the next one. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.